your filtration in one system, portable, on the go. No more do you have 2 or 3 filters to just reduce sodium fluoride. You have a system that cuts out the sodium fluoride and up to 95% of hydrofluorosilicic acid. Advanced manufacturing technology combines silver-impregnated white ceramic with new Aquamedics advanced media for removal of fluoride and other heavy metals, all in one filter element. It is the only one that does it, and out of the gates, we have it discounted at 10% off with promo code WATER. This is the only system that in one unit helps reduce or remove pesticides, herbicides, chloramines, ammonia, and chlorine, hydrofluorosilicic acid, the most common form of fluoride not covered by other fluoride filter brands, and sodium hexafluorosilicate. Get your Pro Pure with the new Pro One filter today at InfoWarsStore.com or by calling 888-253-3139. Alex Jones here with a message to fellow freedom lovers. The prognosis for the entire planetary economic system runs from bad to worse. The globalist model is to shut down societies and starve patriots out until they acquiesce to the global takeover. That's why we've assembled the most vital and important preparedness items at InfoWarsShop.com. These are items that I did research on, that I personally use. We've got the Life Straw, so you can turn fetid water into safe water anywhere you go. The K-Tor hand crank generator to charge up key equipment during power outages or out in the field. Strategic Relocation, 3rd edition by Joel Skousen. When Disaster Strikes by Matthew Stein. ThyroSafe, used by Homeland Security to protect yourself during any radiological event. Hand crank shortwave AM/FM radios. Everything that we've researched and found to be the best is available at InfoWarsShop.com, and your purchase makes our InfoWar possible. We're getting prepared. Are you? InfoWarsShop.com.
Coast to coast, direct from Austin. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network.
You are obsolete, Mr. Wordsworth.
A lie. No man is obsolete.
You have no function, Mr. Wordsworth. You're an anachronism, like a ghost from another time.
I am nothing more than a reminder to you that you cannot destroy truth by burning pages.
You're a bug, Mr. Wordsworth, a crawling insect, an ugly, misformed little creature who has no purpose here, no meaning.
I am a human being.
Words, Mr. Wordsworth, that have no substance and no dimension, like air, like the wind.
I don't care. I tell you, I don't care. I'm a human being. I exist. And if I speak one thought aloud, that thought lives, even after I'm shoveled into my grave.
Delusions, Mr. Wordsworth. Delusions that you inject into your veins to make you think you have a strength when you have no strength at all. You have nothing but spindly limbs and a dream, and the state has no use for your kind.
Resistance to tyrants is obedience to God. It's Alex Jones.
All right, we've got dozens of calls coming in. We put you on hold, so sit there on hold. We got to go to and get your name and where you're calling from. We're talking to veterans, active duty, or people that have lived in Ukraine or that area of Eastern Europe, bordering the Caucasus, bordering Russia, the Crimea, or if you're in Russia. We want to hear from you. The toll-free number to join us is 877-789-ALEX. That's 877-789-2539. And then later in the next hour, I'll get to the UN takeover of the internet. Some huge news dealing with liberties here at home. The Second Amendment, there is a lot of it. But this Ukraine situation is the big deal. Here's John McCain yesterday, the senator who just a few months ago was in Syria trying to get us to back al-Qaeda there. The military literally said no to Obama. Benghazi was about arming al-Qaeda, and then they turned against the State Department and killed those people. It's just outrageous. And again, it's not that the Russians are good. It's that the people running our country and NATO are so bad and are starting this. And McCain is claiming Russia is invading Ukraine. No, the West has overthrown the government there, the elected government, and is turning the country over to the EU and George Soros. So Russia took its area that had been part of Russia for hundreds of years. And they just had a referendum. 95% voted to enter Russia. So are you going to attack Catalonia because they're leaving Spain? You're going to attack Scotland leaving the UK? You're going to attack all the referendums happening the West backs? I mean, this is crazy town. because Obama's agenda is imploding. The EU's agenda is imploding. And I'm telling you, folks, they want a regional war, maybe worse, as a political distraction. I'm telling you, it's in the cards. They've told the Russians tomorrow is an ultimatum. We'll see who blinks. We'll be here covering it on the weekday show. I'm going to your phone calls momentarily. But right now, let's go to John McCain.
Ukraine is going to need a long-term military assistance program from the United States, equipment both lethal and non-lethal. I see Ukraine has been invaded. Russia is massing forces on the border, provoking unrest, threatening to annex part of this sovereign nation, and possibly worse. When free peoples and patriots, victims of aggression, wish to defend themselves and their homes from further aggression, and when they ask for some modest means that can help them resist, I believe we should provide it. Not to offer false hope or to harbor it ourselves, but simply it's the right and decent thing to do.
By the way, they've had missile ships, missile cruisers, giant squadrons of NATO, U.S., British, German, French aircraft massing. They're flying up against Russian aircraft every day, just like the Cold War. There's a huge NATO drill starting on the border with Russia. I mean, this is insane. This is absolutely trying to kick off a new Cold War. And the Russians are becoming free market. The average Russian loves the American people. I mean, this is wrong, folks. This is wrong. Russia's paying people to have kids. Here, they don't teach 2 + 2 = 5 in Russia. They teach that here under Common Core. My point is, this is not America versus the old communist. This is the globalists using America to carry out something very evil. And again, we've got the phones loaded up, people calling about other subjects. Hey, let me just say it again. We're talking to veterans or current military or people in Russia or Ukraine. That's who we're talking to right now. Nobody else. 877-789-2539. I want to hear from you. Vincent in Montana says they're a veteran, wants to give their take on Ukraine. What's your take?
Alex, I'm going to make this quick to let my brothers have a chance to get into. I think you're spot on in your assessment of the new Russia. This is not the Soviet Union. This is the new Russia, which is more of a continuation of Tsarist Russia. I think that they're orthodox, highly orthodox, and I think that they're a force for good in the world right now. A 10% income tax rate, promoting capitalism on their way up, just like you said. You know, what's wrong with that? But I think that this is not going to result in a hot war initially, but it is going to result in a devastating economic war where perhaps they've got a financial collapse planned and they want to blame it on the Russians. The Russians are going to retaliate, and the biggest victim of this retaliation is going to be the German banks, who stand to lose maybe $750 billion next week in Russian investment.
See how I asked veterans to call. Thank you. I appreciate the call. And he brought up all the points I meant to get to but didn't. There's already sanctions on both sides. Russians pulling tens of billions out. The West pulling tens of billions out. Who gets hurt? The people. We need commerce. We need to work with everybody who shares our values. And you're right. They're becoming very orthodox. They suppress the Orthodox Church, the Catholic Church as well. And Putin is a fan of Solzhenitsyn, and they want to be the big, tough bear and go free market again. And then the globalists don't like that. They don't want competition. Again, they ban teaching 5-year-olds how to wear dresses, little boys over there. Our country promotes that. You know we're in trouble when the Russians, who got a lot of problems, are better than us in many ways. It's very sick, very sick. Thank you, Vincent. Great points. I hope you're right because, man, I tell you, they're pouring Russian troops in right now. They're pouring NATO troops in right now. Michael in Arkansas, Navy veteran, what's your take on this situation?
Yeah, good afternoon, brother. You are right on the mark. I served underneath McCain when he had a brain on VA-174. Shortly after his release, I mean, money. We all fall short of the glory of God, brother. The bottom line is, I flew in a P-3C Orion out of Keflavik, Iceland, hunting Russian subs on fuel bought by the United States government from the Icelandic government, purchased by Russia, or sold to them by Russia. Game on, brother. 75, great big fuel shortage in this country. You know what? We replaced one progressive with a 4 left freaking liberal, I mean, holy mackerel. I go to the VA, no more. Alpha-lipoic acid's taking care of my pain. I'm a recipient of Agent Orange. Prior to that BP little duty there, I did a little stint off the coast of Vietnam, and now I don't know. I don't know if I've got Agent Orange. We were honest with you.
So you're saying you hunted Russian submarines off a ship sold...
No, a P-3, sir. A P-3C Orion.
No, I understand, but you're saying you were launching off a ship that had been sold by the Russians to the Icelanders?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I let me go into, because I guess I just...
No, but I mean, okay, here's the deal. What's your bottom line on what's happening in the Ukraine?
Same thing's been happening all along the whole world. One greedy man after another greedy man after another greedy man. What are boys? Soros. I mean...
Yeah, you know it's not good when Soros is involved. God bless you, great points. Yeah, again, it's not that the Russians are good, but NATO's starting this with George Soros and they're commanding it. The guy that wants our guns. I mean, it's crazy town. It's crazy town. Let's go ahead and talk to Cecil in Arkansas, veteran. What's your take on what's happening in Ukraine?
Oh, it just goes to show you, Obama don't expect the rights of the people in the United States. He damn sure don't expect respect the rights of the people in over there. I just got two things to add to that. In his last batch of executive orders, if you support verbally or financially the people in the Crimea under that executive order, you will be considered a traitor in the United States.
You know, I covered this last week when he signed it, and Kurt Nimmo wrote an article about it on Friday, so did Ron Paul. And yeah, the way the executive order is written, it says if you don't support the quote, people Obama supports in Ukraine, that they can take every dime you've got. And, of course, that's mainly meaning Russian citizens and others that have money here in the U.S., but it's so broadly written that it is a dictatorial order. Great point. Glad you raised that. I forgot to raise that point. We're talking to veterans about their take on it, because we had a lot of veterans that served in that area can give us key intel on what you think about it. And if you disagree with me and think it's great what NATO and the EU is doing, you can call in. We're not screening your calls as long as you're a veteran or active duty or in Eastern Europe or in the Ukraine or Russia. Toll-free number to join us, 877-789-2539, 877-789-2539. Second hour coming up after the news. I'll take more calls. Then I'm going to get into Washington Post headline, U.S. to relinquish remaining control over the Internet to the United Nations. We'll break it all down. See, that's who's conquering us, not the Russians, folks, the globalists. Alex Jones here to tell you about how you can help spread liberty worldwide while also enjoying what I have found to be the best tasting 100% organic coffee on the planet. For more than a decade, my favorite coffee has come from the high mountains of southern Mexico, where the Chiapas farmers grow their unique shade-grown Arabica beans. We have now managed to secure these sought-after beans in a highly customized blend. Discover and try a bag of the Patriot Blend 100% organic coffee at InfoWarsLife.com. This coffee gives you a long, smooth pick-me-up for hours without the headaches and heartburn that so many other coffees give me personally. Hands down, this is my favorite coffee, and it's taken us years to secure connections directly to the Chiapas Mexican farmers. Drop by the site today, order a bag or two, and I don't think you're going to be disappointed. Available in original or with our immune support infusion blend. You will be supporting a free press, all the while enjoying a truly great-tasting cup of my favorite coffee. Available at InfoWarsLife.com. In the last 50 years, iodine has been phased out of our staple foods and replaced with the halogen bromine, a practice now banned in nations around the world. Guess what else is in the halogen family? Fluoride. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Jones here. In 1924, the federal government did the right thing and encouraged salt producers to add iodine. It's the good halogen on the periodic table, and the results are on record. Reports documented a 15-point IQ increase in areas that had previously been deficient in iodine. Bottom line, iodine is important. Unbound, clean, in a glycerin base. Nascent iodine was the answer for myself and my family. You will find Survival Shield Nascent Iodine exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com. InfoWars Life Survival Shield Nascent Iodine isn't just for emergencies. I take it every day. That's InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139.
Coast to coast, direct from Austin. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network. From his